Between August 17th and 21st, 2025, no one will escape this shift. The universe will make sure of it. This is not an ordinary week, not just another handful of days passing by on the calendar. This is the moment when timelines split, when illusions collapse, and when the invisible architecture of your life rearranges itself before your very eyes. The energy in this window will not ask politely, it will demand. It will not whisper, it will roar. Every soul on this planet, whether asleep in denial or awake in awareness, will feel the tremors. This week is not just a passage of time, it is a crucible. It will burn away what no longer belongs, and it will illuminate the path you've been too hesitant to walk. For the chosen ones, those who have sensed for months that something vast was building, this is the confirmation. You weren't imagining it. The quickened heartbeat at night, the restless dreams, the unshakable knowing that destiny is circling closer. This was the drumbeat leading to this very portal. Between the 17th and 21st, you cannot hide from yourself. You cannot outrun your lessons. The universe will place a mirror in front of you, and you will be forced to look. And when you do, you'll realize that the old world you clung to is already dissolving. Nothing after this week will look the same, because the game itself is changing. Humanity has reached the checkpoint, and the cosmos will decide who is ready to ascend into the higher frequencies, who must be dragged back through the cycles they refuse to release. The air will feel charged, time will feel warped, and you will sense the gravity of destiny tugging on your soul. This is the week. The universe presses the reset button, and the only question that matters is, will you resist the transformation, or will you surrender and rise? You must understand, cosmic events like this don't arrive quietly. They have been building for decades, through cycles of eclipses, retrogrades, and planetary alignments that have prepared the soil of human consciousness. But between August 17th and 21st, the seeds of destiny sprout all at once. What was buried in shadow bursts through the surface, demanding to be seen. This is why so many will feel exposed, vulnerable, and even terrified, because the masks will not hold under this frequency. It will be impossible to pretend anymore. That relationship you've been holding on to out of fear will crack. That job you've been tolerating while your soul withers will suddenly feel unbearable. That secret truth you've avoided admitting to yourself will scream louder than ever. This week is a cosmic unveiling, a stripping away of what was false, so that what is real can finally stand. But here is the warning. When truth arrives, it does not come gently. It comes like lightning, splitting the night sky open. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Humanity will stand at the edge of revelation, and each individual will be asked, will you walk forward into authenticity, or collapse back into the comfort of illusion? The choice will determine the path for years to come. For the spiritually awake, the chosen ones, the weight of this week will feel heavier than most. You are not only moving through your personal karmic test, but also carrying frequencies on behalf of the collective. You will feel energies that don't belong to you. You may wake up in tears with no explanation. You may sense anxiety pressing against your chest like a storm that isn't yours. This is because you are an antenna for humanity's collective shift. Many of you were born for this moment, coded with resilience and vision that others cannot access. But with that calling comes intensity. Between the 17th and 21st, expect the air itself to feel electric. Your body buzzing like it's absorbing signals from another dimension. Synchronicities will multiply numbers repeating, dreams bleeding into waking life, déjà vu pulling you into awareness that time itself is bending. This is not your imagination. This is the thinning of the veil, and you are being positioned as a bridge between the collapsing old world and the rising new one. Do not take this lightly, because your vibration in this window will ripple outward. Whether you hold steady in trust or collapse into fear, will influence not only your destiny, but the energetic fabric of those around you. You may be wondering, why this week? Why now? The truth is, the stars are moving into an alignment that forces awakening. Uranus, the planet of sudden shocks and revolutionary change, is activated in a way that shakes the foundations of what we thought was stable. Mars, the planet of drive and conflict, pushes humanity into confrontation with itself, both personal battles and collective unrest. Saturn, the stern teacher of karma, is checking the receipts of every soul's actions, weighing the scales of integrity and deception. And lingering in the aftermath of the Lion's Gate portal earlier in August, the sun's radiant energy is still searing through the illusions, amplifying everything. When all of these forces converge in one window of time, the result is nothing less than sight. Imagine standing in the middle of an earthquake, not just of the earth, but of consciousness itself. That is what the third week of August holds. The question isn't whether it will affect you. The question is how prepared you are to withstand it and emerge transformed. Consider how history itself pivots in weeks like this. Wars are ignited or ended. Leaders fall, movements rise, secrets are revealed that alter the trajectory of nations. What unfolds between August 17th and 21st will not only shake individuals, but ripple across governments, economies, and global systems. Structures built on lies will crack, and some may crumble. What has been hidden from the collective will push into the light, and the collective will not be able to look away. This is why you feel the urgency in your spirit even now, before the week has arrived. Your intuition is warning you. Prepare, because something irreversible is coming. You are not paranoid. You are tuned in. The universe gives warnings to those who are awake, so that they can stabilize themselves and become beacons for others when chaos breaks out. And chaos will break out titmus, because only through disruption can the world finally remember the truth it has forgotten. Astrologically. Think of this week as a karmic checkpoint. Every choice, every lie, every suppressed truth of the past years gathers here to be weighed. Saturn's influence makes it impossible to avoid accountability. Uranus shocks shake the ground so that stability cannot be faked. Mars presses the pressure points until reactions reveal what's really inside. And the lingering Lion's Gate energy acts like a magnifying glass, intensifying everything. The result is that humanity is being forced into honesty, whether it wants it or not. This is why emotions will run wild. People will lash out, others will break down. Many will quit jobs, walk away from relationships, or suddenly reveal secrets they've been carrying for years. This is not random. Chaos is cosmic design. The universe is orchestrating events so that humanity cannot move forward with dead weight attached. What isn't aligned with truth cannot survive the frequency of this week. For many, this will feel like the rug being pulled out from under them. But for those who are awake, it will feel like confirmation that the rug was never stable to begin with. What collapses now is what was already rotten, already fragile, already false. The difference is that until now, it was hidden beneath appearances. This week tears down the disguises. Relationships that looked perfect on the outside will suddenly fracture. Institutions that seemed powerful will show their weakness. Plans that felt solid will unravel overnight. But do not mistake these collapses as failure. They are liberation. They are the universe ripping off the chains that kept you bound to illusions, forcing you into alignment with what is real. If you cling, you will suffer. If you release, you will rise. The energy of this week does not discriminate. Whether you are spiritual or skeptical, conscious or asleep, it will find you. Why? Because collective consciousness is rising, and when the tide rises, every ship is lifted or capsized. You cannot escape the frequency, because it is planetary. The magnetic field of Earth itself will pulse with this shift. Animals will sense it. Children will act strangely. Dreams will intensify across the globe. Even those who deny astrology will wake up feeling the heaviness in their chest, unable to explain why the world feels off. But you, chosen one, you understand that this is not random. This is the universe reminding humanity that it is not in control, that higher forces are steering destiny, and humanity must now align or be left behind. This is why, in this sacred window, time itself will feel strange. Hours may pass like minutes, or minutes may feel endless. Days will blur together as if you are living in two realities at once. And in truth, you are. The veils between dimensions will thin, and you will feel pulled between the collapsing old timeline and the emerging new one. This is why so many will experience déjà vu, prophetic dreams, or flashes of past lives. Reality itself is stretching, tearing, rewriting, and you are standing at the center of it, being asked to choose which world you will anchor into. The 3D world of fear and illusion, or the 5D world of truth, unity, and awakening. Every thought, every reaction, every choice you make between August 17th and 21st will echo into which timeline you stabilize within. The universe is not playing small. Here it is reshaping destiny. Let me be clear, this week is not just about astrology, it is about prophecy. Ancient traditions spoke of windows where the veil would thin, where humanity would be tested, and where those with eyes to see would be called to lead. This is one of those windows. The prophecies of old didn't point to vague end times, but to transformative thresholds, where collective consciousness either broke through or collapsed back. August 17th to 21st, 2025 is one such threshold, and whether humanity chooses fear or courage, truth or illusion, surrender or resistance, will determine the next chapter of human history. This is why your presence, your vibration, and your awareness matter so much. You are not just preparing for yourself, you are preparing to stand as a pillar in the storm for those who will have no idea what is happening. When the ground shakes beneath them, you will be the one to say, "This was foretold. This is not the end. This is the beginning." By the time we cross into the midpoint of this window around August 19th, the pressure will be undeniable. Many will feel as though something invisible is squeezing their chests, forcing emotions to erupt. Old wounds you thought were healed will resurface. Memories you buried will come back in vivid detail, sometimes even through dreams so real you wake up in tears. This is Saturn testing you, asking, have you truly learned the lesson, or have you only covered the wound? For some, this will feel like reliving the past. Ex-lovers may reach out. Old friendships may resurface. You may even find yourself visiting places tied to karmic memories. This is not coincidence. This is the karmic reel playing back one last time, giving you the chance to choose differently. To react from wisdom instead of fear. To release instead of repeat. And know this, if you resist, the pain will be amplified. The universe is done allowing you to run from what you must face. It is time to stand before the mirror and decide whether you are ready to step out of cycles, or whether you will loop again into the same old story. And while the past rises, so too does the future call. Many will find that opportunities appear suddenly, almost out of nowhere, as though the universe is saying, here is the door, will you step through it? These opportunities may look risky. They may demand that you leave behind the comfort zone, that you trust your intuition instead of logic. A new connection may enter your life with an intensity that feels fated. A career shift may present itself so suddenly it feels impossible to ignore. You will feel the tug of destiny, and this is the paradox of the week. Endings and beginnings occurring at the same time, like a death and a birth happening in the same breath. For some, it will be terrifying. For the chosen ones, it will be exhilarating, because you will recognize that the collapse of the old is creating the foundation for the new. The doors that slam shut are making way for the ones you've been praying for, but were too afraid to open. This is the universe's way of forcing alignment. Emotions will surge like tidal waves. Do not be surprised if you find yourself crying unexpectedly, or raging without warning, or laughing at the absurdity of it all. The human nervous system is not built to hold this much frequency without reaction, and this is where Mars plays its part. Mars stirs conflict, internal and external. You may notice fights erupting in relationships. You may feel sudden bursts of anger. But remember, anger is a mask for pain. If you can pause and look beneath the surface, you will find grief, longing, or fear asking to be acknowledged. This is the test to respond consciously instead of unconsciously. Many will fail this test, lashing out, burning bridges, or making decisions in a haze of emotion. But you, awakened one, you must remember, this is fire meant to purify, not to destroy. If you allow the flame to burn away the illusions, you will emerge lighter, freer, stronger. If you resist, The fire will consume what you refuse to release. One of the strangest effects of this week will be the way dreams and intuition intensify. The veil between worlds thins so much that you may feel as though you are living in two realities at once. Your dreams will no longer be random, they will be prophetic, filled with symbols, faces, and messages you cannot ignore. Pay attention. Write them down. Some of you will dream of people you haven't seen in years, because their soul is tied to your karmic story. Others will dream of events before they unfold. Still others will feel déjà vu so strong during the day that it feels like a glitch in the matrix. This is not madness. This is awakening. The higher dimensions are bleeding through, reminding you that you are not only human, you are eternal consciousness navigating a human experience. The universe is whispering to you through dreams, signs, and synchronicities, guiding you through this passage. Do not dismiss it. Your intuition is your compass in this storm. But let us speak clearly now about the personal triggers you will face. For some, this week will bring emotional breakdowns that feel unbearable. You may find yourself sobbing without understanding why. This is the soul purging centuries of karmic residue in one concentrated burst. Others will experience breakthroughs, clarity, revelations that shift your entire understanding of who you are and why you are here. Do not compare your experience to others. Both are valid. Both are necessary. A breakdown can be the doorway to breakthrough. The tears that fall are washing away the illusions. The pain you feel is the echo of lifetimes closing out. And the breakthroughs that arrive are the reward for your endurance. They are the first rays of light after the storm. Trust that whatever you are experiencing, it is exactly what your soul needs to move forward. Unexpected endings will be a hallmark of this week. Relationships that have been strained may finally snap. Jobs that drain your spirit may suddenly dissolve. Friendships that no longer align may quietly fade or violently explode. At first, it will feel cruel, unfair, or shocking. But soon you will see the truth. These endings are mercies in disguise. The universe is removing what cannot walk with you into the new frequency. You may beg to keep them, but trust me, if they leave in this window, it is because they were never meant for the next chapter of your life. The sooner you release, the quicker you will make space for what is truly aligned. This is the pruning before the bloom. Do not fear what is cut away. Celebrate it, because it means your garden is being prepared for growth. Equally, sudden opportunities will burst open. Some will receive offers that feel too good to be true. Others will meet people who feel instantly significant, as though you've known them for lifetimes. Still others will stumble upon creative sparks, projects, or ideas that ignite their soul. The temptation will be to doubt it, to say, it's too soon, it can't be real. But remember, destiny doesn't follow human logic. When alignment comes, it comes like lightning. And in this week, lightning will strike more than once. Pay attention. The doors opening now may be the very ones you prayed for months, or even years ago, but only now is the energy aligned for you to step through them. This is why it feels sudden, because the universe has been preparing the stage behind the curtain. And now the curtain is rising. Another powerful theme will be the resurfacing of past memories and karmic debts. You may be contacted by someone from your past, or you may find yourself haunted by unresolved situations. This is not random nostalgia. This is karma coming to collect. For some, it will be painful old betrayals, regrets, or wounds rising to the surface. For others, it will bring closure conversations that release you, forgiveness that frees you, or the final realization that you've outgrown what once defined you. Do not fear these echoes of the past. They are simply the soul's way of ensuring no loose threads are carried into the future. If it comes back this week, it is because it needs resolution, not continuation. Meet it with courage, thank it for the lesson, and then release it into the ether so you can move forward unbound. This week will also pressure you to release toxic patterns and relationships. If there is someone in your life who drains you, manipulates you, or keeps you chained to cycles of pain, expect the universe to intervene. You may find their true face revealed. You may witness behavior so shocking it becomes impossible to excuse. This is the universe saying, no more. The same goes for addictions, unhealthy habits, or limiting beliefs. They will become unbearable to carry. It will feel like poison in your system, demanding to be purged. And though it may be uncomfortable, it is liberation. The weight you drop in this window will be the anchor that allows you to finally rise. Do not cling to what is killing you. The universe is making the choice clear: evolve or repeat. Finally, your spiritual senses will be heightened beyond anything you've known. Intuition will surge, dreams will prophesy, signs will multiply. You may feel chills at random, or hear messages in songs, or notice repeating numbers at uncanny moments. These are not coincidences. This is the universe speaking louder than ever before, guiding you like a lighthouse through the storm. Pay attention. Journal what you notice. Trust the whispers, even if they defy logic. For the chosen ones, this will be the most activating time of your life thus far. You will feel as though the veil has been ripped away, and you are seeing reality, naked, raw, and unfiltered. It may overwhelm you, but remember, you were built for this. You incarnated knowing this shift was coming. You are not here to drown in the storm. You are here to ride the wave, to anchor the light, to hold the line for those who cannot yet see. So how do you survive this week when the energy feels overwhelming, when the ground beneath you is shaking, and when every illusion you've leaned on is dissolving? The first key is grounding. You must anchor yourself into something deeper than chaos. That means reconnecting to earth. Go barefoot on the soil, touch trees, sit in silence with nature. The electromagnetic storms of this week will destabilize the nervous system, but the earth holds the medicine to recalibrate you. Breathe slowly, consciously, reminding yourself that the body is your vessel and you must keep it steady as higher frequencies pour in. Do not drown in the collective fear that will swirl around you. People will panic, markets may fluctuate, relationships may implode. But you are not here to spiral. With them, you are here to stand firm, like a mountain in the storm. Imagine roots extending from your feet into the core of the earth, holding you steady as the winds of transformation howl. This is how you stay sane in a week designed to test the very core of your being. Along with grounding, you must practice conscious, spiritual alignment. The universe is offering you frequencies you've never had access to before, but if you are distracted, scattered, or consumed by fear, you will miss them. Meditation, breathwork, prayer, journaling, these are no longer optional. They are survival tools. When the noise of the world grows unbearable, withdraw inward and listen. You will find clarity there. Chosen ones, your intuition will be heightened, but only if you give it space. If you allow yourself to sit in silence, you will hear guidance. If you pay attention to synchronicities, you will recognize the breadcrumbs the universe leaves for you. And if you open your heart, you will feel the presence of guides, ancestors, and higher beings assisting you. Remember, this week is not only a test, it is an initiation. Every spiritual practice you lean into amplifies your ability to rise instead of collapse. The more you align with spirit, the more the chaos becomes fuel instead of fire. But let me speak directly to you. Chosen ones, the chaos that overwhelms others can become your acceleration. While they see collapse, you see opportunity. While they drown in endings, you see the seed of beginnings. While they cry out in fear, you stand in faith. This is what you were prepared for. You didn't come here to live a small, ordinary life. You came here to anchor the new frequency when the old one shatters. And this is your moment. Between August 17th and 21st, do not allow yourself to shrink back, to doubt, to return to cycles you've already outgrown. Step boldly into your calling. If the universe closes a door, thank it and walk through the one that opens. If a toxic relationship falls away, bless it and move forward unchained. If destiny knocks, answer with courage, even if you feel unprepared. The universe will not abandon you. It is aligning everything to push you into your power, because humanity needs you now more than ever. There are also things you must absolutely not do during this window. Do not give in to fear. Do not run back to old cycles just because they feel familiar. Do not cling to what the universe is ripping from your hands. Fear-based reactions will trap you in the very loops this shift is trying to release you from. Instead of panicking, pause. Instead of fighting, surrender. Instead of chasing what is leaving, trust what is coming. The temptation will be strong to fall into despair or anger when things collapse. But understand, collapse is the doorway to creation. You cannot step into a new life while still clutching the ruins of the old. This week, more than ever, requires faith. Faith that what is leaving was never meant for you. Faith that the emptiness is making room for something greater. Faith that the universe knows exactly what it is doing, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. Hold fast, because the storm is clearing the way for your rebirth. And so I leave you with this prophecy. This week is not an accident, it is the pivot point. Between August 17th and 21st, 2025, humanity steps through a threshold that has been building for lifetimes. By the time the sun sets on the 21st, nothing will look the same. The universe will have made its choice. Those who clung to illusion will be dragged back into the cycles they refused to leave. Those who surrendered, who faced the mirror, who embraced the fire, will rise into a new chapter of their soul's destiny. This week is the great sorting. The wheat from the chaff, the authentic from the false, the awake from the asleep. You cannot hide, you cannot delay, you cannot run. The universe has called, and now the answer is demanded. Remember this, between the 17th and 21st, you are either forged in fire or broken by it. But if you are willing to let the flames burn away what no longer belongs, you will emerge radiant, unshakable, and aligned with the highest path of your soul. This is the week destiny knocks. Answer it, for the door will not open again in this way.